Welcome to Basalt Mountain, located on the northern rim of the Roaring Fork Valley in Colorado. The climate here is hot and dry in the summer and frigid in the winter, to the point where only a small number of plant and animal species can survive here. Until now, no one would have considered farming in this dry, rocky, nutrient-poor soil. But thanks to our current understanding of nature's natural processes, one man has built up a nutrient-rich soil upon this dry, undesirable clay, forming the foundation for a thriving ecosystem. Santowski is the man behind the ecosystem and the Central Rocky Mountain Permaculture Institute. Nestled on the side of Basalt Mountain lie 1 acre of outdoor edible forest garden guilds and 4 passive and active solar greenhouses, which have become a large part of Jerome's most recent permaculture endeavors.
I came to Colorado in 1969 and I spent about the first 7 or 8, 10 years as a ski instructor, and I gradually got interested in healthy foods through having a somewhat health crisis with hyperglycemia, so I decided to experiment and look into wild foods, and that led me into growing my own gardens and using wild foods when it was available.
Jerome began gardening in the lowlands of the Basalt area, with the understanding that it would be too difficult to grow near his home on Basalt Mountain due to the arid soils and the difficulty in harnessing water.
But once I learned about permaculture, I saw that it was totally possible to create these beautiful gardens using recycled materials and building composting, sheet mulching, and using perennial and annual vegetables in combination of designs. So we started annual gardening here for 10 years or so, and then we gradually segued into perennial polycultures outside and now inside. We've taught hundreds of people here and through internship programs and through the different design courses and the workshops here. What's nice about it is they can come and eat the fruits, see the combinations of plants in our forest garden, and see how we've built our greenhouses.
But Jerome's success in permaculture hasn't come without some major roadblocks. In 2008, a devastating fire burned one of his first tropical greenhouses, ironically named Pele after the Hawaiian fire goddess, to the ground.
The fire in Pele was actually a blessing in disguise because we were able to take new technology and design a much bigger and better greenhouse. So I worked with Michael Thompson, my partner in ecosystems design, to redesign the new greenhouse.
At the time that Pele burned down, Jerome had been working with well-known local architect Michael Thompson on advancing greenhouse design by introducing what Jerome called climate battery technology. The destruction of Pele gave the two the chance to put their latest research to the test, and in the spirit of new beginnings, the new greenhouse would be named Phoenix, after the mythological bird that burns itself and rises from the ashes to live through another cycle.
Hi, I'm Michael Thompson. I'm Chief Architect with Ecosystems Design in Basalt, Colorado, and partner with Jerome Santowski. The climate battery, as we now call it, is a series of tubing that is taken in at the high point of the greenhouse, pumped through tubing, and then exhausted at the south end of the greenhouse. And then that air circulates over and over again, and picking up heat and then delivering it underground and storing it. So at Ecosystems Design, we create designs for greenhouses and passive solar buildings and homes, as well as outdoor landscaping, perennials and annuals for organic agriculture in the Rocky Mountain region. In addition to designing outdoor and indoor permaculture and edible landscapes, we create the buildings that allow that indoor growing, such as this one in Steamboat Springs. This is a large 36 by 80 foot greenhouse that'll support subtropical and everything below that. And here we have inside the greenhouse all these planting beds that we created above ground, and underground we have these forced air heat storage systems. So all these fans are delivering air to these vertical risers, which then underground distribute the warm air through these horizontal manifolds, through these perforated tubes that deliver the heat and the moisture from that air to the soil for use later in the cold nights. And so as a result, we get these indoor environments that are very well insulated and heated against winter conditions, such as this last year. And when we have a condition like this where we have very cold weather and snow all around the building, inside what we're experiencing is this is when we began the planting of this last autumn, and then this spring we had this much growth in there. And so we have flowers and we have other plants that support the insect populations for beneficial controls and for pollination. And we have all the soil conditions and the climate conditions to grow tropical banana plants and guavas and figs and papayas, etc. And these greenhouses also function very well as early propagation centers where we can start the plants in February that will grow outdoors as annuals. We also have climate control equipment like these curtains that draw across underneath the glazing at night when it's very cold, and so we have an extra insulating layer for accomplishing that. So we also do solar homes and other solar energy productive buildings.
In addition to designing greenhouses for private investors, Crimpy and Growing Spaces are building growing domes for local schools in Colorado in order to raise awareness about the importance of a local food economy. The Institute has currently built a growing dome at Yampa Mountain High School in Glenwood Springs and the Roaring Fork High School in Carbondale. Both facilities will be utilized as classrooms for sustainable agriculture curriculums, and the food produced will be integrated into the school lunches. For more information about ecosystems design, please visit ecosystems-design.com. There you can find out more about our services and browse our design galleries. For more information about the Central Rocky Mountain Permaculture Institute and how you can contribute, please visit crmpi.org. There you will find detailed information about our Growing Dome projects via the Community Food Initiative, as well as workshop dates and internship availability. You should also take a look at GrowingSpaces.com to learn more about the folks that designed and built the geodesic growing domes used at the local high schools. And special thanks to John Cruikshank for his role in the technological advancements of what is now called the Climate Battery. For more information about John and his services, please visit sunnyjohn.com.